right, hello. I know I'm video here, but this is a recording for anyone to see some best practices when utilizing Zoom for live conferencing or for student check-ins, whether you're doing like a full class meeting or whether you're just doing like some one-on-one check-ins with students for support. This is going to show you a ton of the built-in tools and features that you can utilize in Zoom and just some ways to integrate them into your instruction. And so I have some of my teacher colleagues that are waiting in the waiting room. And sorry, I'm video here. I'm doing a full desktop recording. So you're going to see a lot of the stuff I'll use as my tools. And just to show you, I have everything I need for this meeting loaded up in a separate window with these tabs out here. So I will show you each of these things throughout this quick recording. That's a great thing to do for your own conferences, to have everything loaded, ready to go in the different tabs that you're going to be sharing with students. And then on this side, of course, you see the Zoom platform. You got the giant video me and a small video me on the desktop. But I wanted to make sure you could see all of the functions and how I'm going to utilize them. So the waiting room, it's a great thing. It's a protective measure for privacy, but also you can utilize it if you want to leverage the timing, right? When you're ready to start class, you could just hit admit all, bring everybody in. We start on my terms. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Or you can admit as they come in to have some one-on-one conversations. Or if it's an office hour, you could use that and just allow a couple students in at a time, field those questions, and then allow the next ones in as well. For this, I'm going to go ahead and admit everybody in, and it's going to take it a minute. Once they join up with audio here and all that good stuff, I'm going to move this down over to here. And now I have my teacher colleagues in here with me. And we are going to get going with, except for Ms. Hoyt there, who's going to take a minute to join in. That's okay. So the first thing we can show you here is the participant window. And you have the participant window, which is a great tool to have. Students will see it, and they'll be coming in as an attendant. They will have raise hand here, so they can raise their hand to ask a question. Or they have yes, no, go slower, go faster. If you click more, you got thumbs up, thumbs down, applause, need a break, and the away there. You can also clear everything, and I'll show you that here. So with the participant window, you could ask a question like, hey, give me a yes or a no, ladies and gentlemen, if you have been outside today. Has anyone been outside today? Yes or no? And then you see your students will pop in with their answers. And then once you say, okay, great, I'm glad you all have been outside, you can then clear all and ask your next question. Hey, does anybody have a pet? Who has a pet out there? Could you tell me a yes or no if you have a pet? And you get your responses, and again, you can use that clear all to then ask another question. You don't only just have these options, you have reactions as well. So students will see that, and you can see that on your screen, reactions down here. You got an applause or a thumbs up. So I can say, hey, if you're ready to move on, give me a thumbs up on your reaction screen. And then you'll see that the students' thumbs ups will pop up on their little video feed or their name as they have it. The other great tool to use is the chat. So you have a chat, you have to enable the chat in your Zoom settings beforehand, but make sure you do that because it is a great way for students to communicate with you, especially if they do not want to use a microphone or video to talk. So you can send a message to everyone here, like I've done a couple times, or with a one-on-one check-in or even a full group, you could have a grading conversation or a confidential conversation by choosing the person, and you can send a private message to that person. So you could send that. And then when they reply, you will see that it still shows up privately just between me and Mr. Huban here, and no one else will see that. So great way to use the chat box, both the public option with everybody on the stream and also the private messaging feature. Screen sharing options. Now, a little bit of an issue only because Chromebooks do have some limited capabilities. Certain devices have limited capabilities as far as screen sharing. I'm going to show you mine. I have a Mac here, and you have the basic options where I can share a tab. So if I wanted to share this tab on my left here, I could click share, and now I'm sharing this entire tab here. Excuse all the screenshots on my background. And it is a great thing. You can do sample warm-ups. You can do have a running Google Doc for teachers for you to utilize for your class to have pictures and a running thing there, or you can use slides here. The other option for screen sharing that I utilize a lot is the portion of screen, and that is an option I have. Again, this is limited to certain devices, I believe, but notice it only shows you a window that you can then increase or decrease, and you can select what you want students to see. And you also have the whiteboard feature. Again, Chromebooks limit this, but the whiteboard is a great tool to use, and you can write on there. And you can also allow students to annotate as well. That's a setting in Zoom that you can choose so that students could answer problems directly on your screen if you have the whiteboard feature and you saw someone joining in there. You also have student screen share capabilities. I could make anyone co-host right now. So if I wanted to make Ms. Paulson co-host, she would then have on her screen some other sharing options. She could share her screen. So if she's having a tech issue, can't access a video or something like that in the course, she could share her screen to show me what she is seeing on her end. It just helps you as a teacher to see exactly what they see. So those are the screen sharing options. Check them out, try them out. And one of the last things I'm going to show you, I do have this right here to bring up. If you have polls. And when you go to your meeting settings in Zoom, like I'm showing you here in this tab, if you scroll to the bottom, there will be a create poll. And see, I've already created a question here in this meeting, but you can add questions, you can preload those, and then check it out. When you do the polling at the bottom of your screen here, you have to have this enabled in the Zoom settings. And you do that just by going over here to settings, and it'll show you, you can find the polling options in this giant list of settings. But when you click a poll, you then click launch poll and you can watch what happens. Everybody's going to get this question up on their screen, except for the co-host, which I just withdrew. So Ms. Paulson can answer the question too. There's a little timer and you can say, okay, would you rather be a wizard or a superhero? Give me your choices. I'm going to give you another 10 seconds before I'm going to end the poll. And I see one of you saying wizard, one of you saying superhero. Now I have chose to make this poll anonymous. I have 3 votes. Do I hear 4 votes? Do I have 4? No, I'm going to end the poll in 3, 2, 1. And I'm ending poll, and it comes up, and I can even share the results with everybody. And again, you have to pick anonymous, so then no student names will show up. But then students can see, oh, more of my classmates want to be a superhero or a wizard. You can align this with content, do it however you want to do it. It's just one of those built-in features. So this was a lot in a short amount of time. I hope I covered enough. That's okay. I get a text that no poll showed up from one of my teachers there. But I hope this showed you some of the great tools that are in Zoom and can be used for live conferencing, both with full classes or for a student office hour check-in. I hope you have a great day.